Race World, tragic rate starts to take.
What's up and welcome into the My Play. It's been a long time, but we're back coming to you live from Detroit. That was a crazy first round.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. 14 offensive players or 14 fantasy players.
Out of the 32 possible players, 14 of them are fantasy relevant for our rookie draft coming up in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Starts on Sunday. Right. So what we're going to do is a somehow too late, but also too early rookie mock draft because I'm excited. As soon as the Atlanta Falcons locked in Michael Penix, I didn't know what to do with myself.
Quarterback one.
It was mind-boggling, right?
I literally think everybody was confused.
We both tilted when we're like, I really don't want Odunze to go to the Bears because it's crowded.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't know. Odunze goes to the Bears. We're like, crap.
Well, that was after.
Right. And so it was like Penix shock, and then the Bears tilt, and then the 10th overall pick, we were sitting right behind a Broncos fan. And he threw a shit fit when the Vikings took a J.J. McCarthy instead of the Broncos, man. And his reaction to the Bo Nix pick was just like,
nothing.
Stone-faced. He was dead inside. He was absolutely dead. All right. I don't want to be here all night. I'm exhausted. So let's get into this draft. All right. So we're just kind of going to go through briefly and talk about some of our picks that we see as possible and likely with the 2024 rookie draft here. So I've got the players listed here. Quick recap. The Bears took Caleb Williams first overall.
Surprise.
The Commanders went Jaden Daniels, Drake May to the Patriots, Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals at 104, Neighbors to the Giants at 106, Penix to the Falcons at 108, Odunze to the Bears at 109, J.J. McCarthy to the Vikings at 110. This honestly sounds like a mock draft.
This is the mock draft.
Yeah, no kidding. Bo Nix to the Broncos at 112, Brock Bowers to the Raiders, another head-scratching pick, to the Raiders at 113, R.I.P., whatever your name used to be, Michael Mayer. Brian Thomas Jr. to the Jags at 23rd overall. Spicy here. Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs, who traded up. 28th overall. Ricky Pearsall, shocking pick. 31st overall to the 49ers. And Xavier Legette, another shocking pick. 32nd overall to the Carolina Panthers. Notable absences from the first round were Adonai Mitchell, Troy Franklin, Ladd McConkey, the 3 running backs, Jonathan Brooks, Blake Corum, Trey Benson, and I threw Keon Coleman on the list as well. I don't think anyone else was really expected to go in the first, but I feel like all of those have been talked about at some point, except the running backs probably. I actually have seen.
I've seen Brooks in the first. None of the other guys.
Yeah, but those guys are going to factor into this rookie draft, but we're not going to be picking them. We're just going to be going on, the 14 that have gone, and we might speculate on where a running back might sneak in and break up that chain of 14. All right, so first overall is Rich with the draft pick of Rome Odunze. I think Caleb Williams is a slam dunk 101 here for Rich, who's got one quarterback.
Yeah. Baker.
I mean, the only thing I could think of like him going Marvin 101 would be he's thinking 6 quarterbacks just went in the first. I'm just going to grab 3 more with my, 2 with my trio of picks later, and then 1 at the 201. That's 3 quarterbacks, and you can kind of make it up in the aggregate if you really like Marv over Caleb. I'd be fine with that because that means Caleb falls to me, and Caleb Williams is entering probably the best situation.
It's a little bit like Mahomes where he came into a good situation.
Yeah, it does feel that way. Now, he's not coming into a playoff team situation,
but
but he's coming into a loaded offense.
And a solid defense.
Yeah.
So their
Yeah,
defense
they
was
were
solid
decent last year.
So
All right, so that puts me on the board, and no reason to really talk about this too much. Marvin Harrison goes to a great situation. I like him. And then this pick, I've really waffled back and forth. I think in this mock draft, I'm going to give myself Jaden Daniels here. I like Malik Neighbors a lot. I don't like the Giants situation as much, but what I do like is that, yes, it's a bad offense. Yeah, it's kind of a bad team, but he's going to be the only dude in town that's earning targets.
yeah, it's like the only other guy they even kind of have is Darren Waller, and that guy looked washed last year. So
Yes, he did.
I don't think he's going to factor too much in that unless they draft a bunch of wide receivers.
It feels like Garrett Wilson situation when he entered the league. But yeah, I'm probably going to talk myself into Neighbors. We're going to go Neighbors. I've just got a lot of quarterbacks. I don't think I need Jaden Daniels. So, Ray, who you taking here?
After trading Mahomes, and
Yes.
I need another quarterback unless I want to run out the myth in Russell Wilson. I'll probably go Jaden Daniels there.
It makes a lot of sense. A lot of rushing upside and a decent landing spot with Commanders. He has somebody to throw the ball to.
Yeah, well, and it does give me a nice little stack with McLaurin. I have him.
I hadn't thought about that.
So it
That makes
I
sense.
like that. And I we can talk about May in a little bit. My next pick, I'm probably going to go, again, kind of like the wide receivers. I like Caleb in Chicago, and I like that Rome he's a little different than most of those guys, but and Allen's aging up there, so I like
even with the mediocre to kind of maybe even poor, slightly below average landing spot. I mean, the offense could be dynamic and he could feed three. But you're going to stick Rome.
I think I'm going to
You're
stick.
going to stick with the talent.
Yeah, I think the talent, and he just seems like he has a high floor.
Okay, I respect it. All right, so that puts Rich on the clock. Rich is on the clock with the 6th overall pick. Here I have Rich going definitely quarterback, but I think Rich will probably go, if I had to guess, I'm guessing Rich locks in Brian Thomas Jr., probably Xavier Worthy, because if I'm Rich, I'm doing math, and I think to myself, all right, if I take a quarterback here at the 108, even if the next 2 picks after that are QB, I'm getting a quarterback, a first-round NFL draft pick quarterback, top 12 draft pick quarterback at the 201.
Yeah.
That's something that like never happens.
Yeah.
So I'm going wide receivers here to load up on my really poor. I mean, Rich doesn't have good wide receivers. You know, he's got to build them out.
He needs depth.
And then I'm probably locking in the guy who's got the most secure job. His landing spot's not great, but the talent is there. Drake May
could be. I mean, he's got good size, good running ability, and
yes.
I mean,
we're here to play fantasy football.
Yeah.
And if nobody is open, guess what happens?
He runs. And I mean, Mac Jones had success there with
his
similar
rookie
players.
year, yeah.
So I mean, I feel like I like May better than I've ever liked Mac Jones. So
that's fair. So Rich is on the clock. I think it would make sense because Rich Jimmer. Jimmer's on the clock. I think because he basically just lost his tight end of the future to just replace it 1-for-1 and get Brock Bowers. I think that's a pick that makes sense.
Yeah, and he's got Kelsey. Kelsey's getting up there.
Right.
Like we don't know what his time frame looks like. And I mean, there's not many tight ends like this guy that come around, and who knows? Maybe he slides out kind of like Kincaid and plays a little slot.
Well, and Brock Bowers was the 106 for a very long time.
Oh yeah,
in all like the community's rookie mocks. But so I think with the way that this shook out, Raiders is not a sexy landing spot. I feel like he might slide a little bit back to Jim at the 109. So I'm going to lock in Brock Bowers 109. Jim's also, I mean, Jim's a roster that could go several different directions because he has holes everywhere, but also enough everywhere. There's
Yeah.
not like a glaring.
He's got some aging players that he
Right.
could. There's a couple of them that he could be looking to replace here. So
And
Bowers is a great tight end. So
right. And I feel like the biggest hole would be if something happens to Kelsey, you got nobody.
yeah,
Dawson Knox and the backup tight end for the Raiders.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right. Hot Sizzle Peter Cheater, Pigu, Hot Sizzle O'Donnell.
the man who couldn't show up.
We've got JJ, Penix, Ricky Pearsall, Xavier Legette, and Bo Nix all still on the board here. I think this is going to I know that Peter loves Penix. He loves Penix. He has been drooling all over Penix. He's been craving Penix. I think he can't control himself when he sees Penix.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree, Ray?
Oh, for sure. Can't get enough.
Loves Penix. He's loved Penix for a long time.
I'm just gonna gobble that up.
Yeah, dude. Big Penix energy. So I don't think Peter can resist. I think Peter would hate himself if he missed Penix, despite the dog shit landing spot cucked behind Cuck Cousins. Is it Cuck Cousins or is it Kirk Cousins?
Or are they hoping maybe the tampering, they get the contract canceled out somehow?
And yeah, I don't.
I don't know.
It just felt like an incompetent franchise doing incompetent things. All right. Rich, I feel like, is then slam dunking JJ McCarthy.
For sure.
One of the best, possibly the best landing spot of the quarterback. Getting to work with JJ Jordan Addison.
And a competent
TJ
offensive
Hawkinson.
line.
They got Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
It's even better than Caleb Williams' landing spot, but the talent isn't quite there. So I think Rich windmill slams JJ McCarthy. Wonderful pick there. And that leaves Bo Nix, Ricky Pearsall, Xavier Legette. So for me, I'm probably going to take a shot on Ricky Pearsall here if I have to, because I'm going to assume that one of the other two where is he? Ricky, there you are.
Jeez.
Um,
That says something.
I know. I just got to assume that the 49ers are going to deal. Like, there's a lot of rumors of Debo or Ayuk are out of there.
Somebody.
And with my stack with Brock Purdy, it's a fantastic high-flying offense, scoring a lot of points.
He's got good hands.
I want a share of that offense. And I liked Pearsall in the pre-draft process. I just thought I was going to be able to take him down here in the third.
Yeah, I was not. I was hoping I could sneak him somewhere in the third round too. So
Oops.
guess that's not happening.
That's out the window. So Peter here at the 203. This is going to test Peter a lot, I think, because he's a South Carolina guy. That was his alma mater.
Yeah.
Xavier Legette,
Yeah.
South Kakalaki dude.
He's a big dude.
He's staying in state, going to the Panthers.
Yeah. They moved up
Home.
to the first to get him.
Yep.
They wanted him.
Yep. And so it's going to be a real test here. Process or heart. Process tells you go Bo Nix. Top 12 quarterback, regardless of their landing spot being pretty tragic.
I mean, at least there Nix has a chance to start, like a good shot at starting.
Who's in front of him?
I mean,
he's the starter day one.
well,
Zach Wilson?
They traded for Zach Wilson. You never know.
Yeah, sure. No,
They'll give him 3 games and then they'll do.
No, they will not. They would rather let Jared Stidham start than Zach Wilson. I'll bet that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that process wins over heart for Peter. I don't think Peter can pass up a top 12 quarterback, because if he does, I'm probably grabbing. When is a running back going to come off the board? I think there's a very real chance that this is how the picks shake out.
Yeah, I could see a running back maybe slipping in between the Pearsall pick if they go to Dallas.
Yeah.
That's the one spot I think could maybe even out the Chargers. I think the Chargers could be a good one. You really just want to look up about Xavier.
So, anyways, that only leaves one player left. Probably Xavier Legette.
Probably.
Would go here. The only thing I think that could interrupt that would be Jonathan Brooks, Blake Corum, or Trey Benson going as an early to mid second round running back. I think could disrupt Xavier Legette to what most people are going to consider to be like good target share wise. Because like there's not Jonathan Johnson is there.
And they have Thielen still.
And Thielen, like it's decent target share wise. I don't think Thielen's going to command a ton anymore.
Yeah, well, he's the big, like he'll be the big guy. Like
Right.
He's going to be the guy who gets.
I don't think people are expecting Carolina to score points though, and I think that's going to knock down Xavier Legette's draft value. There's no way I'm taking a second round running back over for like a top 12 quarterback though.
Yeah.
Getting Bo Nix at the 203 is crazy value. That's insane.
I mean, 201 for McCarthy is crazy.
This draft class, you could trade the 203 for a future first, and I don't even know if that would be an insane move.
Probably not.
If you need a quarterback,
Yeah.
all of these guys are worth a first round pick. If there's a guy you believe in and they're available in the second, I'm not sure I would be afraid to trade a future first.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, a guy like JJ McCarthy, I could easily see trading.
I give a first for McCarthy.
Right, yeah. Like
I would probably do it today.
Yeah, that's a trade that's not like there's nothing crazy about that. Like if he was there at 201, that would not be wild to me to offer up a first round pick for that.
Yeah, now if you're rich, you're obviously not offering your own first round pick because that's the 10.
Whoa.
That's the 10,
That's
something or other next year. But all right, that's all we really got for you guys tonight. I am super excited to get down there into the draft theater tomorrow and get up close and personal when the picks start rolling in for the second and third round. Second and third's a lot of good players looking for landing spots tomorrow, so it's going to be really exciting.
We kind of like the top 50 receiver draft capital. So
Yes,
so
it's a good
you
benchmark.
got 20 spots there that could.
And a lot of receiver needy teams still.
Yeah, and a lot of good wide receivers. Like you said, Ladd, you got AD, you got
Buffalo still hasn't made a pick.
Yeah, they traded back. So
Twice.
they're actually, I think they're the first pick tomorrow. So
Yeah.
could be a fun kickoff right away. AD Mitchell.
Yeah, honestly, I'd think twice before turning that down.
Yeah.
I think if AD Mitchell goes to Buffalo, he's probably leapfrogs some of the other guys on the list.
He'd probably be before Pearsall for me.
Yeah, and Pearsall definitely before Xavier Legette.
Yeah, I skipped everybody behind him. So yeah.
All right, fellas, that's all we got for today. I will see you guys tomorrow because we're probably gonna do this again tomorrow.
Probably.
Later.
See you guys.
Race world, tragic rate starts to take.